Well, another U.S. retailer has just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for the second time in little less than 2 years. This now means we are seeing the 14th U.S. company file for Chapter 11 just since 2024. More and more companies are filing for bankruptcy because they are struggling, and things are going to get worse. Today, we're going to address which store this is. We're actually going to see different videos of inside the stores, and we're actually going to hear from one of the store managers. I want to break this down because what we are seeing is very scary, because this is just a sign of what's to come for more companies right here in the U.S. So again, I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, explain which company this is and why this is happening. But first, before I do, all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So first off, which company is finished? Well, look at this. It says Rite Aid files for bankruptcy. What's next for the stores? It says Rite Aid is the 14th company to file for Chapter 11 for a second time since the beginning of 2024. Rite Aid initially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy back in October of 2023. They filed again on May 5th of 2025. So just a handful of days ago. Here's the problem. More and more of these stores look empty. Rite Aid was trying to sell some of their locations. The problem is they have to shut down more and more locations because they're not profitable. They're just not. Look at this right here. It says the pharmacy chain, which shuttered hundreds of its locations during the first bankruptcy proceeding, is now expected to close 47 stores due to a variety of factors, including financial underperformance and lack of interest from potential buyers. The company has already sold or closed 29 retail locations and entered into agreements to sell the prescription files of 63 additional stores. Yeah, it's starting to really hurt them. But here's the thing. People are changing the way we shop. We don't go into stores all the time. Walgreens has taken the market share from Rite Aid. Not only that, Amazon now sells prescriptions. You can go to Amazon.com and you can get your prescriptions filled from Amazon. You don't need to go to Rite Aid. You don't need to go to Walgreens. You can get your prescription filled. And it's cheaper on Amazon.
There is a ton of things on the counter.
But
We're constantly
crazy thing is, they even send it
fielding
to your
questions
doorstep.
from patients,
You
from
never have to
doctors.
leave
Kristen
your house.
Holmes says she and her husband
I wanna
bought
show you
Capitol
a few
Heights
things, though,
Pharmacy 11
because
years ago.
what we are
She says the
facing right
pharmacy
now
system
is empty shelves. Look at this right here. This is just one of the stores. Look at the empty shelves. Look at that. This is what we've been facing for quite some time with Rite Aid. And it's not just Rite Aid, it's other stores as well. Look how empty that is. That's insane. That's absolutely insane that's what we're dealing with. You want to see another store? Look at this one right here. This says Rite Aid in South San Francisco. Half shelves empty. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, why are they even open if that's what they look like? It's absolutely empty. That's what we're experiencing. Now, the reason I'm bringing this to your attention, well, actually 2 reasons. Number one, you need to understand that more stores are going through these tough times. Again, we've seen 14 bankruptcies just since 2024 here in the United States. The expectation is that this is going to likely double. After all the fight with tariffs and all that, there's a good chance we see it go from 14 to 28. Okay, 28 bankruptcies. Now, that's one of the reasons why. The second reason why is because people will walk into these stores. And I haven't seen this firsthand. Okay, I don't go into Rite Aid. Okay, I really don't go into Walgreens that much. But I didn't get to see this firsthand. But a employee reached out and said that we need to be a little more a little more self-aware of what's going on. When you see a store like this, where all these shelves are just empty, obviously they're going through a tough time. And with this tough time, and now with these bankruptcies that we're seeing, what's going to happen is people are going to lose their jobs. That's where somebody reached out and said, we need to be a little more self-aware. Understand that, yes, there's very little inventory in the store. They may not be able to fill their prescription. Okay, they don't. As of I think a day or I think it was like the 7th, May 7th or 8th, I believe, you couldn't use Rite Aid points. Couldn't use them anymore. And I believe there's signs on stores that say you have to use gift cards by like June 5th or 6th or 7th or something like that. So you got like 1 month to use a Rite Aid gift card before it pretty much just doesn't work. But I want you to listen to a Rite Aid manager. Look at this right here.
Hey everybody, good morning. Hey everybody, good morning. For those of you who don't know me, which will be the majority, I am a store manager for Rite Aid. The reason I'm bringing this up is quick Google search will let you know that Rite Aid is officially just done. Going out of business. Pretty much all locations will either be something else or more likely just close down by the end of summer. The reason I'm bringing this up is just keep in mind if you happen to be near a Rite Aid and go into one, just try to be a little understanding with the employees if we're a little off. I'm not saying take, crap from us undeserved, but just if we're not like 100% like we used to, we're going through a lot pretty much.
Just what he said right there. They're going through a lot. But not only that, keep in mind that these are people that they know their job or the days at that employer are limited. They're numbered. They don't know when they're going to lose their job, but it's going to happen. So that's what this one person reached out to me was saying, is that people come in asking for all this stuff, want this prescription, want this, want that. It's like, sorry, we just don't have it. We just can't get it. So you're going to have to go somewhere else. And if that's the only pharmacy in the area, that's the only store very close, people are getting upset. And the person that reached out to me said, usually it's the elderly people are extremely upset. Well, I came here, this has been my pharmacy for X amount of years. Why are you doing this now? And the employee's like, it's not me. I have no say in it. Let's keep listening to this.
Pretty much we're all unemployed, we just don't know when. That's a nice way to put it. I guess realistically what I'm saying is, keep that in mind if you do decide to come in with some kind of Karen attitude or some undeserved entitled attitude. Just like you don't have to take our shit, we don't have to take your shit anymore. So if you want to grab that bull by the horns, just be prepared.
Pretty much just what he said. Okay, that they know their job is over. It's just the limited days left, and so they're not concerned about being fired. They're just there, clocking in, clocking out. Right, they're gonna do their 8 hours, whatever they have. That's it. Now, reached out to a friend of mine. And he used to love Rite Aid. He loved the thrifty ice cream. Loved it. And I reached out to him. His concern is what's happening with the ice cream. The thrifty ice cream. Because before Rite Aid, it was thrifty or thrifties. And so that was his concern. Well, yeah, I guess he went in and talked to somebody, and they pretty much had that same attitude, like, why are you asking me? I don't care what's happening with the ice cream. I'm just here for the job. That's it. I'm not, devoted to Rite Aid and thrifties and whatever. And so now he's like, well, I just like the ice cream. But this is what's going to happen. We are going to see this in many other retailers as well. Whether they're going to be large retailers or small ones, we don't know. Keep in mind, Big Lots went through this. Okay, Big Lots, massive retailer. Okay, large retailer, have huge footprint, many different stores. Shut them down. And now they're trying to repurpose some of those stores for other things. Some of them are, CrossFit centers, movie theaters, right? The list goes on and on. Some they're just going to be torn down, just to be, pretty much deconstructed. knocked down and built something else will be built there. That's what we're about to see. So just understand right now, another U.S. retailer is finished. They are done. Their days are numbered. And according to this manager, by the end of the summer, Rite Aid will pretty much be no more. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I want you to be aware of. That stores are starting to fail. They're starting to see the cracks. And as they come through, they may not make it. So if you have any stories regarding Rite Aid, if you've been into a Rite Aid recently and their shelves were filled, let me know. I'd love to know where the location was. Because as of right now, every single story that I've read, every single video that I've seen, all the stores are empty. So that's what we know as of today. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.